Alright, today we're going to talk about classifying elements. The periodic table is organized according to each atom's chemical and physical properties. The periodic table has two important parts. Those are the periods and the groups. Let's talk about periods. The periods run from left to right on the periodic table. These are the horizontal rows. And they run from periods 1 to 7, as you can see on the left-hand side of the periodic table. Easy way to remember, you read a sentence from left to right, and every sentence ends with a period. That's how you remember it goes from left to right. Next we have groups. Groups or families on the periodic table run up and down. These are the vertical columns. And they're groups 1 to 18 across the top of the periodic table. Now, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 are also known as 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A, respectively. And they share the same number of valence electrons in each group. So each group, they all have the same number of valence electrons. This causes them to behave similarly or have similar properties. The ones that are colored in have 1 valence electron, 2 valence electrons, 3 for group 3A, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, respectively. Let's talk about metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. There are 3 different types of elements. Metals, for example, iron, copper, gold, or platinum, you don't have to write those examples. Things that are non-metals, like oxygen that we breathe in, or carbon and graphite pencils, or in sugar or organic material like your skin. And metalloids, so that's silicon and arsenic. Not silicone, but silicon that's found in things like insulators and things like that, and arsenic, which is a very powerful poison. Now, let's take a look at the periodic table. As we can see here, everything that's a metal is in yellow. So that's most of the periodic table is metals. In purple, along the staircase on your periodic table, we have the metalloids, things that have some metal properties, but some non-metal properties. Sometimes they act like metals, sometimes they don't. Then we have non-metals that are in green on the right. You can notice that hydrogen over here is all by itself because it has 1 valence electron, so we put it in group 1, but it's also a non-metal, so we shade it in green. Now there are 5 main categories on the periodic table. Now those are alkali metals, that's in group 1, except for hydrogen. Alkaline earth metals. Your transition metals, that's all the ones in the middle here. Your halogens, that's group 17 or 7A. And your noble gases, group 8A or 18. Color coding. Now, on your periodic table, you're going to take some colored pencils and you're going to color in your periodic table based on what kind of element it is. So you have your alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, transition metals, rare earths and basic metals. They don't have a box for them on your periodic tables, but I still want you to color those in special colors, and you're going to set those colors. Metalloids, halogens, and noble gases. So make sure you follow the key that you set. So your favorite color that you want to see the most is going to be transition metals, because that's going to take up most of the space. And when you're coloring, make sure you can still read the numbers and name of each element. So don't color too darkly. So here's an example of a finished, colored, and labeled periodic table. Now see, we have the labeled things at the bottom. So the violet alkali metals corresponds to the violet here, and we have hydrogen is orange, like the lighter orange that goes for the non-metals. Your dark orange is for your basic metals down here that aren't transition metals and they're not non-metals. In pink you have your metalloids, your semi-metals. Green you have your halogens. Dark blue you have your noble gases. Your rare earths are this peach color down here. Transition metals light blue. And alkali earth metals in this kind of medium blue here. All right, just raise your hand when you're all done and we'll get started on the next assignment.